Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super easy viral loop yarn bag. So to start out, this is the yarn that I use. I use 1 skein of loop yarn. I get this from Joann's. You can find it at Hobby Lobby or Amazon. But typically Joann's is the main store that has these. So I use 1 of these. I do use a hook, a 10mm hook, but some people tend to use their fingers, but I use a hook because I find it easier for me. And then you'll just need some scissors, okay? Okay, so to start, I start out with 12 chains. So I'm just going to insert my hook here, and then I'm going to grab this loop and pull it through. And that's 1. And then I do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we have 12 chains. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go back down this chain with single crochets. So I don't go into this first one. I always go into the second one here. So you're going to go into that second chain, grab this loop, pull it through. Now you have 2. And then you're going to grab the next loop and pull it through again. And that's 1 single crochet. So then you're going to do the same thing, go into the next one, grab the loop, pull it through, and then grab it again, pull through 2. And you're going to keep doing that till you get to the end of the row. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I have 12 single crochets. So now what you're going to do is we're going to start doing the loops. All right, I'm just pulling my yarn. Okay, we're going to start doing the loops. So what you're going to do is you're going to go around and around. So from here, we're going to turn our work again to the side. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into this chain right here. So where our first single crochet is, we're going to put our first stitch into this space right here. So you're going to go in, and what you're going to create the loop effect, you're not going to grab this first loop, you're going to grab the second loop and pull it through, and then finish off like a single crochet. And then I'll show you that again. So you're going to go into the next stitch here, go in, you're going to skip this loop and grab the next one. Pull through. Again, skip this loop here and grab the next one. Skip that one and go here. Skip this one and go here. So that's what you keep doing in each stitch. So you go in the stitch, skip the first loop, and grab the second loop, and then pull through. Skip this loop, go into the next one, and then you grab the next chain and pull it through. And then you just keep going all the way around. So I like to use a hook just because it's easier for me to grab the loops. I know some people do use their fingers. I just haven't really figured that out, how to do it. So go that way, pull through. Then keep going, pull through. There you go. And I'm hoping this is clear, and I'm hoping you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so once you get to the end of the row here, you're going to grab your first stitch and just keep going around. So this would be the first space. And just continue going, skipping that first loop and grabbing that second loop and pulling through. And then, so that was the first one. Always kind of look where this line is, what it's connected to with space, to know what stitch you're in. So we just did this first one. So then you'll go into the next one. Skip that loop and grab that second loop. Okay. And then you're just going to continue this pattern all the way around. And I do it for 10 rounds. That gives me the desired height that I like, but you can go longer or shorter, but keep in mind you're only using one skein, so 10 rounds is good enough, and it's a good size for me, but you can go shorter if you want. Or if you wanted to do it bigger, you would always just, your foundation chain would be longer, and maybe you can use 2 skeins of loop yarn instead of just one. So we're just gonna keep going around, skipping that first loop and going into the second until you reach 10 rounds, or however many rounds you want to do. And what I find best for me is, as I'm going, I like to pull on it just to kind of make sure everything is forming correctly and not all discombobulated. Okay. So yeah, I pull it and then I just keep on going. I do want to show you this trick that I found that works for me. It works both ways. So when you're doing this pattern, you can either continue going in the round like this, where the loops are on the outside and it's easy to see the stitches. But I did find, depending on the color that you're using, some people may get confused on what stitch is next. So you can actually turn the bag inside out if that helps you see your stitches better, where there's no loops in your way. So you can just, eyeball it better. So you can go into that stitch and grab your loop and pull through. So yeah, so you can keep going around like this where it's inside out, or if you prefer this way, just to kind of see how the bag is forming, you can do that as well. So I'm going to keep on going until I reach 10 rounds, and I will call you back. Okay, so we are coming up on the end of our 10th round, and now I'm going to show you how to do the straps. Okay, So I just finished my last stitch, and you kind of want to make sure that they're even. So whatever you do right here for the strap on this side, make sure it lines up with the center on the other side. I know sometimes it can be a little tricky, but just do your best. It doesn't have to be super perfect. So this is where I put my, probably want to put it, get rid of this stitch. Okay, so this is the end, the middle stitch. So what I like to do is I go in and I'll do a slip stitch. So I grab that first loop, I don't skip, and then just pull it through to secure it. And then what I do is I go back into that same stitch. Anywhere it's fine. It doesn't really have to be perfect. Like I said, you can just pop it in anywhere. And then you're going to grab that first stitch, well, first loop rather, pull it through and make a, well, actually, no, you're not going to make a single crochet. So what you're going to do is from here, you have 2 loops. You're just going to grab the yarn itself. It doesn't have to go in any loop. And then you're going to pull it through those 2 loops. And you have to kind of fight with it a little bit. Okay. So now you're done with that hook. So now you have the rest of the yarn here. And now what you're going to do is you're going to chain with your fingers. And I usually do a chain of 15 for my strap. So you're just going to grab the yarn and pull it through. That was 1. Grab the yarn again, pull it through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so I actually didn't have enough to do 15, but that's okay. 14 is fine. So then what you're going to do is grab the rest of that, pull it through, and then just kind of pull on it to secure it. But you don't want to pull it too hard because you can pop the string that's holding these loops together, and you can just, yeah. So now what you're going to do with that strap is you're going to connect it to the other end in the center. So just find anywhere that kind of meets the middle a little bit. So here's fine. And you're going to put that string in, pull it through. So now it's on there. And then you can just tie it. So I just tie it in a knot. And that seems to be pretty secure for me. So I just tie it and then I just pull. And I can do that a couple times. You know, sometimes I might just loop it anywhere, loop it through, and just tie a knot somewhere. Okay. Yeah, I'm just tying it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because it's loop yarn, you don't really see the imperfections. So, yep. So you just pull it. Sometimes I like to do a test. I'm pulling it just to kind of make sure, you know, it doesn't come undone. And then I can just cut this little piece off. And then you're done. And then this is your bag. And that's it, y'all.